Hi, welcome to Minnesota Music Mom. I'm Karen Davis. I missed the last couple weekends, just couldn't fit in a video, and I've been playing on the piano lately and not the organ. So today the song that I'm going to play is not really polished. You'll probably hear some mistake, but I really wanted to get back to the organ. So that's why I'm doing an unpolished song. The book that I'm playing out of is called Hymns, Pipes, and Classics, arranged by Anna Laura Page. I've played some songs out of here already, and you can find those in the playlist area. The song I'd like to play is called Lead On, O King Eternal, with The Lord Is My Light. It's 4 pages long, starts with no flats or sharps, switches to 2 sharps, and then ends with no flats or sharps. It wasn't all that polished, but I think it gave you a good idea of the arrangement. Lead on, O King Eternal, the Lord is my light. And the trouble that I had, well, you probably knew about the troubles that I had, I guess. Let's see, where can I show you? Maybe I'll just show you the 2 middle pages just to give you an idea of what they look like. All right, and then the next page. And I guess just in some places the timing kind of threw me off. I had to get ready for that. The other 4 songs that I played out of here is Ash Grove with Thanks Be to God, Come Thou Long Expected Jesus with He Shall Feed His Flock, My Faith Looks Up to Thee with Abba Verum, and Sweet Hour of Prayer with Nocturne. So you can find those in the playlist area. And this was again out of the book Hymns, Pipes, and Classics, arranged by Anna Laura Page. I really do like this book. And I like the other book too that I played for her. Okay, so just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the United States right now. We have a lot of unrest. We have a lot of, protesting, and the left versus the right, and all this going on. We have a lot of people fueled with their emotions. And so my opinion on it is, please listen to each other. Okay? There's good points in everything, but if we don't listen to each other, we can't hear them. I want to give you an example. But for one thing, just listening to each other is wherever. I mean, in your marriage, to your kids, to your parents, to your friends, listening to each other is important. And I know a lot of people think that, they're right, nobody else can be right because they're right, they're not even gonna listen to anybody. Okay, well, then how are you going to get other viewpoints? It's really interesting to get other people's viewpoints. The example. My kids and I were together here just about a week ago, and a few of them and I got into a discussion about what's going on right now. About the politics and the left versus right and the protests and all that kind of stuff. And we're talking about it. We like a good discussion, a good, healthy discussion. There are healthy discussions, and there are discussions where people are just attacking each other verbally, and that is not a healthy discussion. Okay, so first when my kids and I it was my two daughters, and it was one of my sons, and it was my soon-to-be daughter-in-law and me. And so we were talking about this topic. And at first, it sounded like maybe we were disagreeing on some things, like some people had some different viewpoints than other people. And yes, there was some interrupting in there also when we really get to talking. And then we had to realize, okay, let's stop interrupting each other and let's just let someone finish their thought, So we did that, and we also asked questions like, okay, so are you saying this? Or are you saying that you feel this way about it? Or what did you really mean by that then? Just to try to get through and understand and listen to what each other was saying. And the very interesting thing that I got out of that is when I first listened to the discussion, when we first started talking about it, it sounded like we were about 50-50, like part of us were disagreeing with the other part of us, and we were on opposite sides. But the more we talked and we discussed and we listened and we asked important questions to really understand where the other person was coming from, by the end of the conversation, it was very obvious that we were all in agreement. We were just expressing ourselves in different ways. So if someone would have come in at the beginning of the conversation where we were all discussing this, they would have left saying, oh, they aren't agreeing on anything. There's about, half of them disagree with the other half, and they're not getting along, and they're arguing and all this kind of stuff. But if they would have stuck around and listened to the whole conversation, in the end they would have said, oh, well, that family agrees on the viewpoint. So I tell you that example because not everybody right now is listening. A lot of things going on in the United States right now, a lot of the comments being said, they're not listening to each other. They're just saying how they feel about it emotionally, and they're very emotionally charged. There's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong, and when it sometimes leads to chaos, which is some of what's going on right now in the United States, what is wrong is when people don't listen to each other so you can really hear what the other person is saying. And it's not just listening, but it's asking the questions so you really understand where they're coming from, because some people can't express themselves. I sometimes have trouble expressing myself. And so at work, it's happened sometimes where at work, we're having a meeting or something, and I'm saying something to the group, and they're looking at me like, I just don't get what you're saying. But usually one person understands what I'm saying. And so I look at her and I go, you know what I'm saying, right? She's like, yeah, but you're not really wording it right. And then she rewords it for me, and they go, oh, that's what you meant. Okay, so I think that's some of what's going on now too, is a lot of people, they don't know how to express themselves. And so they know what they want to say, but they can't really say it. And if the person they're talking to doesn't take the time to listen, well, then the person they're talking to gets the whole wrong idea, and it doesn't accomplish anything. So I guess, like I said, this isn't anything new. I mean, you've heard this before. And also just, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's a very simple concept that we've all learned since we were young. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And listen, please listen to each other, because I think a lot of the chaos that is going on would not be going on if people would just take the time, tone it down a little bit, and listen to what the other person is saying and ask questions so that you truly understand what the other person is saying. And you know what? Believe it or not, it's okay to have different opinions. Everybody does not have to agree 100%. We're all made differently. We all grew up differently. We all have different ideas. And that is the beauty of the world we live in, is everybody has different ideas and opinions, and that's how we grow. That's how we flourish, is when we listen to each other's opinions and ideas, and then we can make things better. So I know it's kind of scary right now. It's very unnerving with everything going on, but God's in control. Okay, you can take comfort. God is in control, and no matter what happens, it's his plan. And sometimes bad has to happen for good to come out of it. So just hang in there and be there for each other and help each other out, and please listen and treat each other the way you want to be treated. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate the time for you to stop by and listen. And please feel free to put in the comments if you have any questions, or if you get some of these books. I would love to hear about that. So thanks again. We'll catch you later.